Hello there, friends. It's Pastor Greg. Just checking in with you here in this midweek update and wanting to touch base about something I mentioned to you in our worship service this last weekend. In that worship service, I talked about the metaphor of a campfire and how we start a fire not with the big logs, but with the little bits, the little kindling, the foundations, the building blocks of a fire, right? And how that applies to our situation today. That maybe in this season, we're to be focusing on some of those little things, the building blocks of what it means to be the church. Those relationships that we have, the foundations of our faith, relationships with God and with one another. And so we're really focusing on those kinds of stories in this season. And here's our big hope. Our hope is that you're going to share with us some of the stories of the ways God's love has been shown to you. A kindness, a kind of spark of God's love that has lit things up for you, has made this season a little brighter. And maybe by sharing these stories, we can actually build a fire that provides light and warmth, not just for us, but for our whole community in this dark season. And so we're really asking not only that you think about these stories, but that you share them with us. And so we're going to invite you to write those stories out or to record yourself telling those stories and to send them to the email that you see on your screen. And to help you do that, just to kind of give you a picture of what it might look like, that it doesn't have to be some incredible story, but just a simple kindness, I want to share one with you here today. You might notice I'm wearing a pin on my shirt. Many of you know that I'm a ginormous fan of Mr. Rogers. I grew up watching the TV show, and as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate more and more how Mr. Rogers lived out a vocation of sharing God's love through the media of television. Many of you know this about me. I've talked about Mr. Rogers quite a bit. And so this spring, during the pandemic, I received a gift from one of you in the church who offered me a little card and this pin, which is the trolley from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. And I was blessed to receive this and to be reminded again of Mr. Rogers and his legacy and how I want to live my life much in the same way that he lived his. Then, just a few weeks ago, someone else in the church gave me the same gift, expressing the same kind of thoughtfulness and just generosity in offering me this gift. And as I received it, I felt doubly blessed that I would receive the same pin twice from two different folks in our congregation. What a great reminder of how thoughtful people are, how gracious and generous people are in our church family. And because I didn't need two pins, and I felt like what I wanted to do was sort of pass it on, I was so blessed to be able to share that pin with someone else in our church who I know is also a big Mr. Rogers fan. And so that's my story of kindness and how that has been a kind of light for me in the middle of this season. Just that simple reminder of how good we are to one another when we think about one another, when we're generous with one another, when we offer signs of grace and love to one another and give each other the opportunity to share those signs with others. So that's a simple story of kindness. It's just one of many I could tell. And I bet you have many you could tell as well, where you've been the recipient of a spark of God's love. And so I want to invite you once again to share those stories with us. Write them down, send them to the email you see on your screen, or record yourself, your voice, or use your phone to record a video like this, just here in my house against the background of the door. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or special, but I think if we can hear these stories together, we can build a fire that will provide light and warmth to us and to our community in this season. God bless.